Guys, so look, here's the thing. I hype up a lot of business opportunities, but there's not a lot of them out there that excite me as much as this one. And so just give me 30 seconds. I'm going to give you the overview of what we're going to be talking about. It's in your screen right now, but I know that you're going to need a little bit more context than this. If it doesn't sound exciting to you after 30 seconds, of course, you're welcome to leave and click on anything else that's probably more exciting on the right side of this video. But look, home gym rentals. I'm going to be talking about why this is an incredible opportunity, and not only just covering the opportunity as an overview, but I'm going to go over how you can get the minimal viable product, the exact kind of equipment you're going to want to need, the marketing plan for that, exactly how you can build out a marketing plan in just 4 weeks, all of the things you're going to want to be tracking, available business names with the available domain names. So I'm not going to have you go and try to get creative with ideas. You literally can steal the names on this video if they're still available by the time you watch this. Hopefully they are. They were when I put this deck together, I could tell you that much. And bonus resources, including the sort of things that I use to build Arena that is going to help me build this new coaching and accountability coaching platform. So look, I'm going to dive right into things. Look, home gym equipment rentals. Now, why is this an opportunity, guys? There's always, look, a lot of you might be thinking, look, there's already commercial gyms. Why would anybody need a home gym? Well, let me tell you why. In basic English, for myself, not even for you guys. I'm sure you're perfectly capable of understanding what I'm going to tell you. But look, there's a market in fitness, health, fitness, wellness, whatever you want to call it, for $10 a month gym memberships. That's the Planet Fitnesses of the world. And then there's also a market for $600-700 monthly Equinox memberships. How could those two things be true? These places essentially offer you a parking lot, air-conditioned facility with just heavy equipment that you pick up and down, and things that help you run in a single location, meaning a treadmill. So you pick up heavy shit, you put it back down, you do that 1,000 times for a fucking hour, or you run in a static location for 30 minutes until your heart rate goes up. And then you get back in your car and you drive back home. Both the $10 a month gym membership and the $700 a month gym membership do that. Why is there that discrepancy, and how can both of these companies be thriving in this market? Well, simple. They target different audiences. Platinum Fitness, they're looking for just somebody who's maybe more of a hobbyist. They literally have lunk alarms to scare people away who are serious. They don't want people to be grunting. They don't want people to be using chalk. They don't have actual benches. They have Smith machines. They don't have heavy free weights. They have a lot of cardio machines, and literally they give away pizza and chocolate candy when you walk in. I'm not lying to you guys. Look this up. This is crazy. And Equinox, literally go to the website or go to their social media. You're going to see that they're trying to target, or at least cater to, a more affluent client. Somebody who's got money, a girl who wears Aloe, Lululemon, who probably does Pilates. I don't even know what the fuck Pilates is, but she does that. Or what about those bikes that are just like, I'm trying to think of the name, but they're just also $5,000 bikes. Peloton, there we go. This is who they're trying to target. These people drive G-Wagons, they drive Range Rovers, and yes, they pay that much money for a gym membership. Why? Because it looks like what you're seeing in front of my screen right now. So, anyways, home gyms, I'll get right to it. The reason it's an opportunity is because there are rich people out there who, and they might not even just be rich, they might just not be willing to be inconvenienced by either a drive or cherry picking equipment themselves, because maybe they're sharing the cost with roommates and they don't want to have to try to sell this equipment at the end of the year when their lease on their duplex is up. But basically, this is the opportunity for people to just go to your service, cherry pick by filling out a form the equipment that they want, and then two guys with a pickup truck pull up and install this in their garage, and guess what? They just pay a monthly fee. Now, I'm going to prove to you why this is an opportunity. I'm going to just drag this over. I live in Austin. This is the most successful fitness equipment rental company in Austin right here. This is the one. And look, this is going to be a tell-all right now. I'm going to just spill it all. This is the company. They rent to apartment complexes because they also maintain that equipment, which, by the way, maintenance, there's no maintenance. There's just equipment that just sits there. People don't really go to apartment gyms anyway. Fitness Plus is another one that does rentals. Valley Fitness, another one. This one I believe is in Denver. And so, I mean, look, these links, I have more of these links in the deck, and I'm going to be covering them in just a second. But this is how it works. You pick equipment that you want, you call in, you give them the location for delivery, and then you just explore additional resources, but that's it, month-to-month billing. That's it. So anyways, guys, back to the deck. And again, and this deck, by the way, is on the website. Click on the link in the description if you're interested in reading through it yourself, if you just want to go ahead and download it. But opportunity overview, guys, I already told you why. This is an incredible opportunity because it is providing people an effective and cost-effective way for people who are rich to immediately be able to test whether or not they're interested in having a home gym. You know, do I want to buy a home gym? Do I want to commit 15, 10, $7,000 on just buying this stuff in bulk, assembling it, even though I'm busy and my wife is taking care of the kids? Or can I just pay a company $300 to $400 a month? They'll come install it. It's month to month, and I can use it for 4, 5, 6 months and see if I'm consistent enough to then just commit to buying it myself later on, or just straight up buy it from that company. Because first of all, if you're selling equipment rentals, you should definitely offer the opportunity for these people to buy that equipment from you at a profit. Anyways, guys, I'm not going to cover some of the other things here. You're welcome to pause the video and listen through it and just read through it. But look, how we're going to do it is just sourcing equipment at affordable prices. I'm going to show you exactly how in just a second. And why is because the price at which you buy it and the price at which you rent it is going to leave you with profit after the 12-month term. And by the way, guys, this stuff doesn't expire. It's not like poultry, right? Like if you buy, you know, a pound of chicken, you've got maybe a week before it's just complete trash, just expired. But when you buy equipment, if you buy weight, iron is iron. If it's not rusting and you're not being dumb with it, it's gonna live forever. And by the way, you can get rid of rust. And you don't just have to rent equipment out, guys. You can also cross-sell other opportunities. Hey, do you want to start with a treadmill and some basic weights? Cool. Do you want a rack because you're getting stronger and you want to be able to squat heavy shit, deadlift, bench press, and just put things back up on the rack? Rent a rack. Do you want personal training? We'll come out to you and we'll offer you personal training services. Rent to own arrangements. Hey, did you like the equipment so much so that you'd rather just keep it? Let us know. We'll just leave it installed as is, and you just go ahead and pay us to keep the equipment. And by the way, guys, you're making money off of that too. There's so many different opportunities from which you can kind of like, you know, spin this and try to make money off of it. Now, one of my favorite things that I always cover is the opportunity event. I call it the arena opportunity event. Basically, that is just a sexy way of saying, why is this a good idea? Well, let me tell you why it's a good idea. Because one, the prospects that you have here are high ticket. You're not targeting high schoolers, you're not targeting college kids, you're targeting people who maybe are personal trainers and have clients and they need to work out in their gym because commercial gyms don't let you bring in your own personal trainer. You're targeting people who have high net worth. Maybe they don't necessarily need a personal trainer, but they just are wealthy and they can't be bothered to go drive to a commercial gym. And yes, there are people out there, believe it or not, it might not be worth it for you, it might not be worth it for me, but it is worth it for some people to go pay $600 a month for an Equinox membership or Lifetime Fitness. And so if they're willing to pay for that, absolutely they're willing to pay for this. And it's negligible operating costs. That's the third leg of the stool here, guys. Negligible operating costs. What do I mean by that? Guys, most commercial gyms have to pay for insurance. They have to pay for real estate, like the lease of their, because they don't own the land. They don't own the building. They are renting. So they have to pay that rent. They have to pay the full-time staff. They have to pay insurance. By the way, somebody's got to pay for the water. Somebody's got to pay for the lighting, electrical, air conditioning. These things are not free. They have shared parking lots. These commercial parking lots, they have to be maintained. They have to reseal the car parking lots. They have to, like the markings that separate each of the parking spots, they have to mark those back up. These things happen. Burglaries. These people in commercial gyms don't take care of the equipment the same way that they would take care of it in their own garage. So the wear and tear on the equipment is higher. You know, all of that expense exists for commercial gyms and they can still figure out a way to make a profit. In your situation, if you're renting out equipment to people and installing it, you have none of that. You have none of that. So you can literally charge probably as much of these commercial gyms, and guess what? You're still making more money than them. Well, I mean, maybe not necessarily as much money as them, but you're making a comparable amount of money likely because of the fact that you don't have any of those huge operating costs. So yeah, guys, look, incredible opportunity. And sure, maybe it has a relatively high startup cost, right? Compared to other things that I've talked about, like, you know, rare plants. Yeah, you got to go buy some weights. Yeah, you got to go buy a quality treadmill. Yeah, you got to go buy a nice little bench or a squat rack. But look, at the end of the day, it's all relatively negligible. And to be honest, you just got to buy one of each of those things. And Let's say this opportunity doesn't work out. Well, guys, you can have a gym now. You have it effectively by starting this opportunity and it not working out for you. Guess what? Now you can just go ahead and take all this fitness equipment, put it in your garage, put it in your spare bedroom, put it in your office space. And if it's galvanized like the stuff that I own, you don't even have to do any of that. Just leave it outdoors. And guess what? Now you have no excuse to not be in the best shape of your life. So worst case scenario, you have removed any excuse possible for you to go get a six pack. Best case scenario, you have an incredible opportunity to make some cash sitting on your lap, well, in front of your tablet or screen right now. So, negligible operating costs. The pros outweigh the cons. Now the product plan is simple, guys. Again, I'm just going through some of these slides. You can pause this if you'd like, but I'm just basically giving you the quick disclaimer that look, nothing is 100% bulletproof. Yes, is this perfect? No, this is not perfect. Yes, it is faulty. At the end of the day, you need to implement this, and I call it, it's not even what I call it, it's what they call it, the PDCA cycle or framework. Basically, you have to plan what you're going to do, you're going to do it, then you got to check that shit, and then you got to act on the feedback that feedback loop is providing you, and then implement changes there. So if you have a funnel and there's leaks in the bucket, you have to improve that funnel. If you're trying to close leads and you're not able to close them, why are you not able to close them? And so this is the product plan, and this is the marketing plan, what I'm about to show you. But remember, guys, it is not perfect, and you need to just continue iterating and improving on it. But these are the bones, essentially the framework that will help you just get started, go from 0 to 1. Buy a treadmill, buy a power rack, and then buy a barbell and weight plates. That's it. That's all you need. Other than that, if you just want to get fancy, a bench. But if you want to get fancy, just get accessories. You are going to need a way to move all this stuff. If you don't have a truck and you don't have a trailer, you can literally rent them. They're really cheap. One of the businesses that I'm going to cover right now is actually trailer rentals. I'll get into that later. But you can literally rent them for almost no money. And Home Depot literally has these rentals of like $20, $30 a day. Yeah, there's hitting fees on top of that, but they're not getting rich off of this shit. You can literally go and rent it, and it's less than $100 a day. So you're gonna make $300-$400 a month off of this client if you're just getting started and validating an idea, and you don't have a trailer or a pickup truck, and you really can't borrow one. Just go and rent one. Remember, we're just testing the waters out. Good artists copy, great artists steal. You're gonna keep hearing me repeat that. You're going to get tired of me saying it. You guys are going to mock me in the comments, and I'm completely okay with that. As long as I drive this point home, I don't care if you hate me, guys. If there's anything you can take from me in these videos, it's this. Good artists copy, great artists steal. None of these marketing pages are original. They all copy the best marketers. None of these email sequences that try to get you to buy a product are original. These mattress companies, when you go and lay in bed, it's not like they're completely reinventing the wheel and inventing a brand new mattress. They're just iterating on what their competitors are doing, and they're trying to make something that's a little bit different to corner the market in a unique way. These phone companies, they copy each other. You know what I mean? So, like all these social media networks, they steal features from each other. Nothing's original. Good artists copy, great artists steal. Copy your competition. I have competition here. And on the deck, I have competitors that I'm going to provide for you. Copy their equipment. Call them acting as a prospect. Literally call them and say, hey, I want to rent equipment. And do this before everybody else does, because these guys are probably going to get spammed with all these people considering opening this business in Miami or in Omaha or in Denver. But yeah, call these companies and ask them, hey, what are you renting now? I want to rent some stuff out. How much are you charging? And everything that he's telling you, write it down, dude. Just be writing it all down. Take notes. Keep in mind everything that he's telling you. And then just go and copy their entire framework. Create a website on Webflow. Literally price things out exactly like they did. They're obviously running a business the way that they're charging. So just copy it. Obviously it works, and that's based on your own personal location. Source the equipment on Facebook Marketplace. Now, when it comes to sourcing the equipment, don't go further than Facebook Marketplace. People here, they test this stuff out. They're like, oh, well, you know what? I got really inspired to start a gym after COVID, but, I got busy. I got a little bit fat. Guys, look, I'm a little bit heavier than I'm supposed to be. 20, maybe 25 pounds. You can't tell because my face is blurred, but even if and you probably can still see my face, that kind of look. I get it. I've tried to start certain businesses and I didn't really stick to them. I understand. Maybe you lose passion. Maybe you get busy. Maybe you get other priorities. But this happens to people all the time. And on Facebook Marketplace, you're going to find, this is where you find where dreams were forgotten. Like, this is exactly where you come. This is where dreams go to die. And somebody else's trash is literally your gold mine. So go to Facebook Marketplace and just buy them out. Look at this. Buy them out, guys. 45-pound plates, $200. That's great. That's income. This is rental income right here. Take it, rent it out. The rack, more weights. And this is just a screenshot, guys. There's so many more things. I've bought in treadmills on Marketplace. I've bought in barbells on Marketplace. I've bought in a ton of things. And by the way, I'm actually addicted to Marketplace. I need to stop getting on it so much. Whenever you consider all of the equipment you're going to need, you're probably right around $2,600. If you have questions about this, if you think it's actually higher or lower, let me know in the comments. But this is the price that I'm guessing. Now, the last thing I'm going to tell you guys is if you don't measure it, it doesn't matter. You need to make sure you're tracking the most important metrics to the business. I'm going to tell you the metrics you need to be tracking for this business. Here, it's in particular, I'll actually skip ahead and show you. But while I show you this on screen, feel free to read it. But I'll cover it with you guys in just a second. You can plug all of these metrics into the Arena dashboard. It is the #1 dashboard. And by the way, you don't need any subscription services to run this dashboard. It literally runs also off of the Google Suite. So, you know, Excel and stuff like that. But just plug in these KPIs and track against them. Our dashboard, and I'll show you in just a second, will literally hold you accountable, and it'll show you how you're performing against your targets on either a week or a month or year by year basis. It can show you how the trends are going. It'll show you how your months are going. It'll provide you, you'll be able to look back at your comments. And so remember to use this dashboard so you can track how things are performing. You want to make sure you track the revenue per rental, the average rental duration. You want to make sure you track your maintenance costs, which by the way is pretty negligible, and also your dollar utilization rate. I'll just cover one of these, for example, with you. This is, you know, the average rental duration. That's the amount of time that a rent equipment is being rented for on average. The reason you want to track that, just as an example, is because, look, if you buy a treadmill and then you buy a barbell, and you notice that your treadmill is actually renting out for longer than your barbell is, then probably buy more treadmills and less barbells. And also, it tells you, hey, I can actually spend a little bit more money on a treadmill because guess what? It's going to stay rented for longer. But also, you can't just have that metric stand on its own, because if you don't look at maintenance costs, for example, you might notice that, hey, yeah, maybe you're getting less rentals out of your barbell, but guess what? It has no maintenance costs. And sure, your treadmill might be renting for longer and it might be renting better, but it constantly needs servicing. And so you want to track some of these metrics. And again, remember, use our dashboard. It will hold your feet to the fire. It will help you get a full overview and just double click on every single part of your business. Now, guys, I hesitate to say this, but I'm actually going to give it away for free. I'm not going to sell you on anything right now. Obviously, I offer business and coaching, accountability coaching services. If you're interested in those things, go and check them out. This is not a sales pitch, and you probably will get emails from me if you go and download this dashboard. If you're not interested in those things, just ignore those emails or unsubscribe. But this is free. Go download it, but please do not go and get it if you're not going to take advantage of it. So anyways, that's all I have to say about that. Some bonus resources. Buy your domains with Namecheap. Build your website using Webflow. Get the theme using Medium Rare. Guys, I don't have referral codes, unfortunately. If I did, I'd let you know and I'd provide the links for you. I just don't have referral codes. If you guys want the links and I get a comment or two saying that you guys want these links in the description, let me know and I'll put them in there. But this is just what I use. This is literally the bones of Arena. This is how I run startups. This is how I build startups. My technology stack, my marketing stack is not that expensive. I probably spend like 6 Chipotle burrito bowls a month on my entire marketing stack. The entire business runs off of what you're seeing on the screen right now. So use these services if you need them. This is exactly how I do it, and I would at least start with Namecheap, Webflow, and Medium Rare, and Unsplash. And Unsplash, by the way, is literally free. And guys, these are the domain names I have. Check them out. They're not in any particular order. These are available to you. By the way, one of my favorite ones is actually the one in the bottom, Rentable Rigs. So check them all out. These are all available right now. I can't promise that they're going to be available tomorrow. And depending on how fast these go, I'll be checking on them on a week-by-week basis. But if these all disappear, then I'll probably, start providing a little bit more, or maybe just stop providing them and only offer them to people that are actually on the website. But anyways, guys, that's it for this video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Home gym equipment rentals. one of my favorite opportunities. It is barely March, and I already think it's probably going to be the best opportunity of the year, and I'm probably going to explore it at some point because I do have everything that I need, including the equipment and the trailer, the truck. I can haul this stuff all out and maybe pay somebody a couple $100 to help me assemble it. But we'll see, guys. I'll keep you guys all posted. Go follow me on other social media channels if you're interested in knowing more about myself. And yeah, guys, if you're interested in some coaching or if you want to download the dashboard, go ahead and check out the links in the description. I've got some more things there. But anyways, it's been a pleasure, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Cheers.